Went from being the fat kid for over 4 years of my life to now having recently lost over 16 pounds and quitting all of my addictions. And in this video, I'm going to give you the exact step-by-step roadmap that you can follow so you can lose the fat just like me in half the time. That is my promise with this guide. So there are 4 steps to this entire journey to losing fat, and each of these steps it's crucial that you follow each of them in the exact order that I present them. So the first and most important step that we're gonna have to do is we need to improve your mental health. So the thing about mental health is that if you had perfect, amazing mental health, you would not be fat right now. I know your brain is turned off because mental health has been bastardized by the fucking school system, but I promise you, when you go through this step of improving your mental health, you will not struggle with motivation. You will no longer be trapped by these addictions because you wanted to lose fat before. You've tried it before, probably. But the reason that you didn't stick to it is because it's so difficult to keep with those good habits, right? I'm telling you, when you improve your mental health, it is the most overpowered way to just make fat loss easy. And I'm so passionate about this subject because for over 4 years I was stuck in the same position as you, and the only way I started making progress was when I just finally just stopped dicking around and just improved my mental health. Because the thing about mental health, even though again it sounds kind of gay, is that when you have perfect, amazing fulfillment and just don't feel like shit half the time, it suddenly becomes easy to lose the fat. Because the thing is, when you have shit mental health, you use these addictions to things like junk food, to scrolling, maybe even jacking off, as a way to cope with that. And so as soon as you improve your mental health, suddenly fat loss becomes easy. I'm promising you. This is the first most important step. So the way we're going to improve your mental health is this is your first action step. We're going to create your blueprint for mental health that you're going to follow, not just for 2 weeks, but this is going to be an entirely new lifestyle that we're going to create. Because the thing about mental health is it's not just like you improve it for 2 weeks and suddenly you're good. It takes constant refinement, but I promise you it will be worth it. So the way we improve mental health is by adding in habits that are basically just going to increase your sense of fulfillment so that you're no longer just semi-depressed gamer and instead actually have motivation again. So the 3 habits we're going to introduce to your life are meditation, gratitude, and sunlight. And immediately your mind is turned off and you're looking at the sidebar for some shiny new video because meditation sounds kind of gay, right? But the thing about meditation is that it's so overpowered as a habit. I'm going to tell you how to do it right now. Meditation isn't just some like spiritual shit, right? It's none of that, right? The way meditation works is literally you just sit there, close your eyes, and you just start breathing. And while you're breathing, you want to focus as much of your energy on your breath. You want to make that your main center of attention. And as you're doing this, you're going to start having some thoughts. And the thing about meditation is that the idea is we want to return back to our breath. So you start breathing, you have thoughts, and it's a cycle where as soon as you have thoughts, you return back to your breath. And each time you do this, you're training your brain to basically just stop being a slave to your emotions. Because the way meditation works is that it gives you this ability to almost zoom out into third person whenever you have any desires. So if I were to put junk food in front of you, if you've been meditating for just a few weeks, you're going to have this new extra level of awareness because even though your mind is going to say, oh yeah, let's eat the junk food, your fat ass is going to realize, hey, no, this is bad. And you're going to meditate back to logic. You're going to start making decisions without being a slave to your emotions. And this is overpowered because, again, it's like you could zoom out in the third person in a video game and just stop being pulled around, being puppeteered by your desire for junk food, for scrolling, for video games. And you're going to start being in control again. So that's meditation. Now, gratitude is super simple as well. Basically, you just take a piece of paper out and you just write down 1 to 2 things that you feel grateful for. So try and make these things that you're going to say, make them a little bit smaller. So don't just say, I'm grateful for my mom. I'm grateful for my house. Be kind of specific. Say like, oh, I'm grateful for this pen in my hand and the person who manufactured it. I'm grateful for the sunlight in my room. Just basically, the way that this works is that over the past few years, you've probably been conditioned, hyper fucking stimulated by social media. And the sort of sad thing about it, which is kind of fucking annoying, is that they use negative media to grab your attention. And so the reason that you're probably feeling semi-depressed right now is just because you've been consuming all this horseshit. And so gratitude is just a way to just give you a quick boost of happiness, which is good because, again, when you're no longer feeling like a sack of shit listening to this negative media all the time, you're going to be less likely to eat the junk food. You're going to be more likely to do the good habits. Mental health is basically just you improving your baseline happiness so that you don't need these addictions to cope with it anymore. So that's gratitude. The third and final habit we're going to introduce into your life is just getting some fucking sunlight on your skin, bro. If you're a gamer right now, if you're anything like me, you've literally been living like you're in solitary confinement. You've been sitting there every single day, not getting any sunlight. And the thing is, it really does screw up with your head because in like an evolutionary where you're supposed to get at least some sunlight daily. And so I promise you, if you just go outside and just get literally just look outside of your window and open the window so that you get more sunlight in your eyes and literally just get some sunlight into your skin. If you do that for just a few minutes a day, you'll just get this insane happiness boost because you're no longer living like this fat ass little gremlin playing Genshin Impact all day, bro. I promise you, these sound like small habits that don't do anything, but over the next few weeks, if you just commit to this, and the way we're gonna do this to make sure you don't forget is, I'll just show you right here. We're going to take a small piece of paper and write down, almost like this thing, each of the habits, so meditation, gratitude, and sunlight, and underneath them, write down a bunch of little boxes that you're going to tick off each day. So I use this technique, and the way it works is that when you stick it on your wall, you're basically just not going to forget about it, and so you're going to be more likely to do the habit, which is easy, which is probably the reason you're not consistent right now. So to wrap up this section, improve your mental health because it's overpowered by just doing these three habits: meditation, gratitude, and sunlight. Do that, make that little document, and as you tick it off each day, you're going to feel more happy, you're going to be less semi-depressed, and it's going to make it so much easier to lose the fat. So that is step one. Do it right now. And now we're going to move on to the second and most, oh my god, I wish I knew this earlier, bro. If I just knew this a few years ago, it would have been so much better. So the second step of this entire guide, the most crucial part after mental health, is we need to learn how to stay consistent. Because the thing that you've probably been struggling with is you've tried to lose fat before, but every single time you try, like for me, I would, for example, try and lose fat by working out for a few weeks, and then I just get pissed off because I wouldn't see any progress, and then I just go back to doing the bad habits and being a fat ass. So the way consistency works is, I'm going to give you a video game analogy. Imagine right now that you just logged into this new world, this new video game, and you see all of the biomes around you, and you've logged onto this video game with a friend of yours. So you're both at level 1, you literally have no tools, and as soon as you log in, your friend looks across the map, sees there's this level 50 boss, and without any tools, he just raw dogs it and runs towards the boss trying to kill it. So your friend gets there, and he gets like one little pussy ass hit that literally misses, and then he gets one shot by the level 50 boss. And let's say that friend respawns and he gets super pissed off. He's like, "Oh bro, why did I just die?" And then he goes and charges up against the boss again. You would think your friend would be such a retard doing that, right? You'd be like, "Bro, you need to level up first. You need to get to level 50, and then we can defeat it. So instead, let's go to the level 2 cows, defeat those first, and then when we level up, we'll go and do the level 50 boss," right? Logically, that makes perfect sense in the video game, but the problem is, in real life, you've been trying to kill the level 50 boss by working out for an hour every single day. You've seen this with like the fucking New Year's resolutions people, where they'll try and like wake up at 6 a.m. and do like a 2-hour run in the morning, and then they'll quit after 3 days. The reason you're not consistent right now is simply that you haven't leveled up the skill of exercise, your consistency skill enough where you can do an hour of exercise every single day. See, If you're watching a video right now, let's just be honest, you're at level 3 right now. You're not advanced enough yet to do those hard tasks. And so I don't want you to go in trying to find some advanced advice, some advanced 2-hour routine to lose the fat, because you're not going to stick to it. See, if I gave you some advanced fucking like diet advice right now, like, okay, eat cow testicle every single day to lose the fat, you wouldn't do it. You wouldn't stick to it, because again, we need to start off with the level 3 tasks before we can level up to the hard habits that we need to do. So here's how we're going to do this. I have it written down here. You're at level 3, and so we need to match the difficulty of the tasks you do to your level. And so here's how we're going to do this. Take exercise, right? That's going to be the habit we're going to level up. We want to start leveling up our exercise skill, and how we're going to do this is bring down the difficulty level to where you are. So literally all I mean by this is I want you to work out today for 5 minutes. What we're going to do is, okay, let me explain that first. Take a piece of paper, and you know where you put those 3 mental health habits. I want you to add one more habit to that, which is exercise, what we're going to tick off each day. And the way we're going to tick off that box is not by doing the hard level 50 task. If you just do 5 minutes of exercise today, you tick off the box. If you do, I'm not joking when I say this, if you just do 3 sit-ups, you're going to tick off the box. And you're going to say right now, but Atharv, I'm not going to make any progress doing that. But the thing is, you weren't going to make any progress doing a 2-hour workout every single day, because again, we need to level up to that, and we do that by just doing a little bit, because even if you do 5 minutes of exercise, that's still like 3 XP. If you do that every single day for 2 weeks, you suddenly level up because you build up a little bit of XP each day, and now you can do 15 minutes of exercise. But it's only when we reduce the difficulty level to where we are right now that we will actually stay consistent. And so that's your action step right now. Literally just put exercise on that habit tracker. So now you'll have meditation, gratitude, sunlight, and exercise. And we're going to do that each day, a little bit of each of those. And I promise you, if you stick to that for just 2 weeks, you will have made more progress than you would have 6 months from now. Okay, that's kind of retarded. Basically, you will definitely, I guarantee, make more progress by just doing this and then leveling up to the level 50 exercise. So that's step 2. So now we're on to the third step, which is basically just going to be me explaining how are we actually going to lose the fat, because we know that we need to improve our mental health. We know how to stay consistent now. We just need to know, okay, how do we actually lose the fat? And this is where I'm going to give you advice that nobody else is going to tell you, because here's the problem. There is like millions of horseshit videos online telling you the exact perfect routine to lose the fat. But the thing is, you're not going to stay consistent on any of those, because like I said, we're still at level 3 right now. So the goal that you had on this video is, clicking on this video, is you wanted to look good, right? You didn't really care about losing the fat. You just want to stop being fat shamed. You want to have the self-confidence of looking good. So here's the problem. You just trying to lose fat isn't actually going to make you look any better, because here's the thing. You're not obese. Like, you're not fat. The way that you probably look is that you'll have like a large waist and stomach. But if you were to flex your bicep right now, there's basically nothing there. See, the problem that you have is you're not fat. You're just skinny fat. So you have fat on you, but you don't have muscle either. And so you're this weird mix where you're pretty big, but you can't even do a push-up because your chest muscles aren't even developed yet, because you haven't been working out. So I've been voice cracking so much. How we're going to do this, how we're going to approach losing fat isn't through fat loss, but by something called body recomposition. Basically, the way this works is you're going to cut out all of those bad habits like junk food and scrolling and shit by just improving your mental health. And at the same time, we're just going to start consistently exercising through resistance training. So we're not just going to do endless cardio, because the goal is to build muscle while losing fat. Because the way that your body looks right now is that we need to add muscle to it so that when you lose fat, it looks good. And so body recomposition is also sometimes called lean bulking, where let's say after a few weeks of consistent small exercise, you suddenly start being able to go to a gym. We're going to do a mix of some cardio mixed with actual resistance training where you take weights and you move it around. It's not going to fucking stunt your growth, bro. Don't worry. And the way that this works is when we do this, okay. I'm not going to give you some advanced, oh, you need to eat this specific thing. You need to do this exercise. Literally just start eating what your mom makes. And if you just cut out all the junk food and you start exercising, you will lose fat and build muscle at the same time. I'm not going to give you, again, some advanced advice that you're not going to follow. Just eat what your mom makes, and maybe once a week you can go out and eat out without any guilt. But if we improve your mental health and you just do some exercise and you just cut out the shitty junk food from your life, you will lose fat. And so my action step for you in this video is to stop watching any of those garbage fat loss videos. Just improve the small habits, start doing the basics, and you will lose the fat. So that's losing fat. Eat well, exercise, and that's how we look good. So the last and final step to this video, and this is the most crucial part that you've probably been struggling with, is looking at how much time does it take to lose the fat. Because the thing that most people get wrong is that they'll see, okay, this guy did it in 100 days, so I'm going to do it and I'm going to get jacked. And then 100 days passes and they don't look jacked because the truth is that guy was probably either on steroids or he was lying. The truth is, if you want to see any progress, it's going to take at least 3 months. I didn't make that number up. When I started getting on the good habits, I literally didn't see any progress for the first 2 months. And right around the 3rd month, you might see some progress. But the way that fat loss works is it's not just like this. It's not like it's just some linear growth like a video game. Instead, you don't see any progress for a while and then it shoots up. And the way this works is that fat loss is a lot like, so the way that fat is distributed on your body is that it's like you have a piece of bread and you spread butter, like fat, on it evenly. And so the way fat is distributed on your body is that it's everywhere. It's like there's some on your face, some on your back, some on your stomach. And so when you lose fat, when you exercise, it's not like you just lose it from your stomach. You lose it a little bit from everywhere. And so the cool thing is that you're not going to notice exactly when you start to lose fat, but suddenly after a few months, your friends are going to say, oh, bro, you've lost some weight. And you're going to be like, oh, shit. And you look at a picture from 3 months ago, and you're going to be like, oh, damn, I just lost the fat. But it's going to take at least a few months. But that's actually not a bad thing, because I want you to adopt this mindset. This is the last part where I want you to know that the time is going to pass by anyways. So regardless of whether or not you take 2 months or it takes you 2 years to get jacked, the time is going to pass by anyways. And so we might as well just ignore how much time it takes and just focus on the inputs, because as we do the work, eventually it will happen. I want you to just trust that if you do the good habits, if you stop eating like you're a fucking caveman, eating like 5 chip bags every single day, if you just eliminate the bad habits, if you improve your mental health, if you stay consistent, you will see progress in just a few months, but it's gonna take some time. And so I don't want you to click off this video thinking, oh, if I don't lose the fat in 2 months, this guy was lying, because again, the time is going to pass by anyways. And so you might as well just enjoy the journey, bro. So that's everything I wish I knew to lose the fat. And if this video is of value to you, then I want you to go down and subscribe right now, because my mission with this channel currently is to help 10,000 teens lose the fat, quit their addictions, and rebuild a new life through self-improvement. And so if you want to join me on this journey to lose the fat, just like I did, then go down and subscribe right now. I hope this video is valuable. As always, my name's Atharv. See you soon, bro. Love you. See you soon.